What is the one thing you shouldn't have Googled? I discovered porn when I was 10 and I felt pretty weird looking at adults doing it. So what did I do? 10-year-old me proceeds to look up porn for kids, or kid porn. Good thing I didn't find any and just went back to grown-up porn. I am surprised the FBI didn't come. When I was 9 I was exposed to my first experience with porn. It was tentacle rape where this one anime girl got fucked by her own hair. When I saw normal porn I was like, isn't there supposed to be 7 more of those? Quote, you set the bar too high too soon. I remember my 13-year-old GF sent 13-year-old me nudes. Stupid me thought it would be safer saved on my dad's computer instead of my phone. Which my parents checked. My dad was pretty fucking pissed. I could have gotten him in major trouble. Blue waffle. Goddammit. For real. I was just about to write few years ago I saw a comment about a blue cheese or something which, when I looked up, turned out to be disgusting, but luckily I don't remember it and you went ahead and fucking dug out that repressed memory. SMH. Why you do this? Here's your upvote. Forgetting the R whilst googling Gary Oldman. One man, one jar. Yeah, I'm 100% not going to Google that. Please don't, for your own sanity. Does it have something to do with a gentleman inserting things up his anus? Yeah, then I believe it shatters in there. Yikes. A simple yeah would have been good enough, lol. Yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup. Unfortunately found that on a list of things not to goggle. Truth be told, I'm too much of a curious individual, lol. When that first appeared, and went viral, Google basically stuck to text-based results. And if you were smart enough not to click the first result, and instead read descriptions found in the following results, you knew you never wanted to actually see that. So I didn't. If you turn off image and video search results in a regular web search, most searches are safe for your mental health. Back in my college days and 4chan, it was watch people die. I didn't go far, but there is one image of a child that was beheaded that sticks with me. There's a weird mix of shame and remorse and just the need to improve. Like, how did this happen? How do I prevent it from happening again? I'm sorry this happened to you. Maybe if I do this little thing of kindness daily the world will get a little bit better. But it's all naive. When I first started using Reddit, I confused R, watch people DNR, watch people die inside. Never again. You know when AskReddit sometimes has the risky click of the day? One you're not sure is real because it's so gross and vile. It can't be an actual thing. Someone linked a man fucking a dead cat using mayonnaise as lube. I thought it was so gross it couldn't possibly be real. It was. There are some things you just shouldn't Google. Ever. Everything you just said is words that should never go together. Ever. I'm sorry. Cream pies. I was really just looking for a recipe for a cream pie. I'll never get those images out of my head. Cream pies equals cream pies. Pain Olympics. I still can't get that image out of my head. Why would people even do that? It's not real. Hoax. Cock and ball torture. CBT is a sexual activity involving application of pain or constriction to the male genitals. This may involve directly painful activities, such as wax play, genital spanking, squeezing, ball busting, genital flogging, urethral play, tickle torture, erotic electrostimulation, or even kicking. 1. The recipient of such activities may receive direct physical pleasure via masochism, or emotional pleasure through erotic humiliation, or knowledge that the play is pleasing to a sadistic dominant. Many of these practices carry significant health risks. Degloving. Penises can be degloved. Internal screaming. Penis retracts into body. I'm a surgical resident. I have seen a partial penile degloving injury secondary to an industrial accident. Urology took over. Thank God. To repair the structural damage. I was on a plastic surgery rotation at the time, and we did the skin grafting, cosmetic aspect. It obviously wasn't great, but it healed a lot better than I thought it would. Pro tip: make every effort to not get your dick stuck in anything mechanical. I read this to my guy, he didn't like it. Hairy tongue. Don't do it. You were warned. Well, now I have to. I really regret looking that up. Do not Google best gore. That still exists? Question mark. Yes, but please do not Google it. Haven't so much as thought about the site in years. When I used to visit it, there was nasty stuff but also some fascinating non-nasty posts that were worth a look. And I always wondered if the site pic of the spit girl was real or staged. The fact that the US didn't get rid of the death penalty for minors until 2005 depresses me. It's a backwards, barbaric country and almost a failed state. Brick flies through windshield. I successfully worked that out of my memory until now. Thanks a hole. OMG the sound. I only saw it once but I remember so clearly. I googled it thinking it was some shock humor thing I could show my friends, but goddamn, that's really sad. That website with all the black box transcripts of crashed planes. I already don't enjoy flying and that shit was gris monsieur. Though the data is helpful, hearing people's last voice will certainly give nightmares. I regret nothing. Not me but my kid. She googled what she thought was a Pokemon. Smegma is not, in fact, a Pokemon. Poor Slugma. 9/11 footage and dispatch calls from PPL inside the tower. And images of windows on the world. And how many people in windows of the world lived? Answer: 0. Eventually rabbit hole led me to finding vicarious trauma syndrome. TL. Doctor learned all sorts of stuff about 9/11 but gave myself stomach aches. Dude, that one guy in the tower making a phone call where you can hear everything and then the building falls. I forgot about that. Hashtag oh good god, why am I reading this thread? Anal vor. Is that what I think it is? Usually it's a woman devouring her sexual partner throughout her anus. Her stomach then swells to an abnormal size and she looks satisfied. What's the thing with the guy stretching his ass? That was my biggest regret. Goatsy. For any time that doesn't know this bit of comic history, there was a period where Bucky Barnes was Captain America. This version has affectionately been dubbed Bucky Cap. He has a slightly different suit. One day I saw a fan art of what Sebastian Stan could look like with a similar suit in the MCU. The next day, I tried to show it to a friend. I googled Bucky Cap fan art. Greater than Bucky Cap fan art. You found Bucky and Cap hanging out together? You could call it hanging out. There was a lot of wrestling. I was the naive child when I googled blue waffle. Happy Cake Day. Google. Seriously, I'm so stupid that I googled Google all. Boomer. Not me but my wife. I like a hot sauce named Big Black. She wanted to order me a bottle for Christmas. I guess all these porn tabs started opening up on her computer. I never got the hot sauce. Rose budding shutters. How TF is that a turn on? Whether or not Santa is real. Seriously. My mom walked in as I was researching. I did slut at a really young age and with her realizing I knew. My total gift pull each Christmas plummeted. Child skulls. Bruh TF you googling? Child skulls. Trypophobia. It really is disgusting to look at and I think every human is trypophobic on some level. I once had the Isaac Asimov book Naked Sun recommended to me. Unfortunately, it was recommended over the phone, so I got tripped up on the homophones. Let me tell you, the results for Naked Sun feel like they're going to land you on some sort of register. Anime memes. Now I'm addicted to hentai. Who isn't? Symptoms always end up convinced I'm dying. Symptoms. I was making waffles for a birthday party a few years back. And the birthday boy said he wanted a Smurf-themed party. Glad I didn't go. But the kid asked if I could make the waffles blue, along with everything else like cupcakes and blueberries. So instead of looking up how to dye waffles, I search blue waffles. If you don't already know, don't try. So I'm a sociology student at uni, which means sometimes I have to Google some weird ass sh*t2. write my papers. So once I was writing a paper on how young people get involved in extremist groups and Googled how to become an extremist. Stupid, I know. And the IT department at my uni OBVS told the pastoral team, and I got dragged in for intervention and counseling and interviews and all sort of crap. Have Googled a lot of weird stuff in my time as a SOC student, but that had the worst consequences. Granny Norma. I remember once getting baited by this with a meme. Happy Cake Day. Yeah, one of my friends, knowing I would be curious, told me not to look it up. Also HCD. Exclamation mark. What was it? A very old porn star. You sir, just saved me from making a terrible mistake. Hentai's cat. I read Hentai's cat's sad face. Same, and I didn't realize until I saw a chocolate waterfall as a top post. I cannot describe the instant regret that was clicking on that link. Why did I click it too? One lunatic when ice pick. Are you talking about Luca Magnotta? Yes. Regina K. Walters. It'll haunt you and break your heart. Thank you. I have no idea who she is or what happened. So I'm now incredibly curious yet terribly afraid to Google it. I rescind my thank you. Please describe so I don't have to Google it. Truck stop killer took photos of her before murdering her. She was only 14 years old and he was a serial rapist, torturer, and murderer. Cheese grater furry porn. It's just, well, what is it? My curious ass needs answers, but I'm pretty sure I'ma be scarred after seeing it. It's pretty much what it sounds like. Furries fucking cheese graters, or furries being fucked by cheese eaters. Furries as in animals. And WHO fucks cheese frickin' graters? Yeah, furries as in animals. And don't ask how I know this. I can't. No matter how dirty-minded I am, I just can't for the life of me imagine it. You were a naive child when you searched it out. A friend dared you to. I don't remember what the name was. A friend of mine sent me a blog of a girl who would lay in a dumpster and put rotting meat inside of her. Her goal was to have some little white friends fornicate with her. Look up MAGA girl if curious. It's only words, but it really put me in an odd mood. I'm 99% sure that one is completely made up. No one who has ever possessed a vagina could believe it. Harlequin babies, or way back in the day, were known as demon babies. Ditto on that. Smegma. Oso smid euros. We know. That video where the guy shoved the glass jar in his ass, squeezed, shattered it, and shit out blood in massive shards. There were so many things I regretted looking up that I had forgotten about until reading this thread. Instant regret. Bing. There's this GIF that went around the internet a few years ago that was one of those don't click this link lol things. It was some cute anime girl getting skinned alive and dissected by some twisted machine. It made me vomit when I saw it. That's how I found our guru was a thing. Fucking disgusting. The Jolly Rancher story. I don't want to know. After reading a few responses, I just don't know what to expect and don't want to know. I'm having a brain fart, but the name of the film has been mentioned on this site so many times, so someone will figure it out. It starts with an S, I think. But one day, I was reading a comment and I think something about a Polish-Ukrainian dish was mentioned, so I looked up the dish to see what it looked like. I don't know if it had been misspelled, but what my search brought up was the film and the pictures. Alon told me that I wouldn't be able to handle it. Reading the film summary on Wikipedia confirmed that haha. Edit. It's salo lol, and there is a Slavic food also called salo. Probably talking about Salo, or 120 Days of Sodom. I haven't seen it, but people who have say it is actually good. Yep, it's that. Still kind of chicken to watch it though. It's a valuable film in terms of film history. Is it enjoyable, is the question. And that's only something you can decide outside of anyone's recommendation. If you are drawn to macabre and morbid realities, then you'll probably like it. For lack of a better word. The director was murdered after this was made. My daughter got a pet rabbit and as we thought about getting it spayed or neutered, we googled how to sex a bunny. 177,013. I've never been the same after reading this. What is it? It's a doujin, a form on porn, but trust me, you don't need to read this. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.